the contract situation, let me just rattle off some names here that I got in front of me, and their salary cap, right? Derek Carr, Cameron Jordan, Taysom Hill, Demario Davis, Ryan Ramczyk, Tyrann Mathieu. Those are what, 6 out of the 8 top players on their team in salary cap and what they're gonna cost the football. They're all at the end of their careers too, right? So there's gonna be tough decisions that have to be made there, and the quarterback situation. And I want you to explain the contract to me with Derek Carr again, because maybe I'm missing something. Because he is owed a lot of dead money if they just cut him and got away with him, no? Or it would cost the team a lot of dead money. Am I not wrong about that?
Well, if you do it as a post-June 1 release,
right.
they have a slim window to do that. That's why a lot of these payments and vesting of guarantees from injury only to fully guaranteed happen just a couple of days after the start of the league year. Once the league year begins, you can activate the post-June 1 release, which means there's no acceleration above and beyond the bonus allocation that applies to this year anyway. You avoid the salary, you take the charge for the bonus allocation, and then everything that's left over hits the cap in 2026. I think that's how they would try to thread this needle. That's a way to manage the cap. And the reason that they had to do that, where you backload the deal, is because they're dealing with this constant gulf of dead money from past contracts. So, and as long as the cap keeps going up, the relative pain is reduced, because if you push cap dollars into future years and the cap keeps going up, they have less of a relative impact on your overall roster because you got more cap space to work with. But the key with Carr is him being healthy in the middle of March. If he's not healthy, you can't cut a guy with an injury guarantee if he can't pass the physical. And if the day the injury guarantee becomes a full guarantee, he's not healthy, you can't cut him, the guarantee vests, and that's that. He gets $40 million. That's why from the minute that left-hand injury, well, he could miss, he could do this. Yeah, there's a tension there. The Saints want to clear him ASAP and then possibly put him in bubble wrap like the Raiders did at the end of his contract at the end of the year 2 years ago, because they wanted to be able to cut him, and their window was right after the Super Bowl. They had to make a very quick decision on cutting Derek Carr. The Saints have a little time, and the Saints have the opportunity to do that post-June 1 release. So that's how they can manage Carr. And a lot of these other names, like, they take up a lot of salary cap space. They're owed a lot of money. Yeah. We're going to have to figure out how to wave a magic wand here. But the Saints, every year it seems like, the Saints are screwed this year.
That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm trying to say.
This move, and the Saints are fine.
Yeah.
And some of those names you mentioned, it's probably time to move on anyway.
I know, but there's a lot of money and a lot, when you look at it, there's a lot of money, and it is time to move on. But they've made investments in them like it wasn't going to be time to move on. The dead money, is incredible. It's incredible. And that's just the thing I keep coming back to a little bit, is just I'm still amazed that, Mike, you and I were talking about the Saints and contract and salary cap issues when we started working together in like 2017.
Yeah.
And it's
every year.
It is every year. And I know I was wrong with my Drew Brees thing there, but they did have to pay him, for 2 years after he left, or he was still on the books 2 or 3 years after he left, to my point. So
the year he retired.
Right.
And the next year. Because his retirement was processed after June 1, it was split between 2 years, and then he's off the books. But any team with a franchise quarterback, the way they do the deal, you're gonna have a significant dead money charge. I think the Vikings had $40 million for Kirk Cousins, $30-40 million, somewhere around there. The year after that guy leaves, or his last year there, the next year or the year after is what I should say, you're gonna get stuck with a significant dead money charge, and it's just the way it works. And the cap keeps going up and up and up, and teams find a way to work around it. And draft picks are the key. That's why the draft pick is the most important currency in the NFL. During the Sunday ticket trial last year, they tried to say that the salary cap and teams having, shared revenues, that's the key to competing. The key to competing is hitting on your draft picks, because it is annual, at least 7, unless you trade them away, and you probably shouldn't unless you really know you're going to get a great player, because it is low-cost foundational pieces to your team that can become the nucleus of your organization going forward, and you get them for 4 years, maybe 5.
That's
right. First-round pick, at a low cost.
Look at
and
the two
that's
teams
how
in the Super
that's how
Bowl.
you get around it.
Right.
Yeah.
The two teams in the Super Bowl got exactly what you're saying, right, Mike?
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.